Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to discuss Nyaya philosophy with UGC NET MCQs. This video is definitely going to help for your exam, so let's get started. First, we will see the Nyaya school philosophy concepts, then we will go on to the MCQs that has been asked in UGC NET. Now we will see introduction of Nyaya school. That is, Nyaya school is founded by sage Gautama, who is not confused as Gautama Buddha. So this Gautama is different from this Gautama. Now he is familiarized as Akshpad, and Nyaya means correct thinking with proper arguments and valid reasoning. Sorry guys for this lining. And thus, Nyaya philosophy is known as Tark Shastra, the science of reasoning, then Praman Shastra, that is the science of logical and epistemology, Hetu Vidya, that means the science of causes, Vad Vidya, that is science of debate, and Anvikshiki, that is the science of critical study. The Nyaya school, as a practitioner and believer of realm, seeks for acquiring knowledge of reality. So these are the different names of Nyaya school, that how Nyaya can be explained in different ways. Now we will see about the epistemology of Nyaya school, that is Nyaya school of thought is adhered to atomistic pluralism and logical realism. It is the atomistic pluralism on the account that atom is the constituent of matter and there is not one but many entities, both material and spiritual, as ultimate constituent of universe. By holding pluralism standpoint, it refutes materialistic and spiritualistic monoism. So here we can see that the Nyaya philosophy rejects monoism about the materialistic and spiritualistic while they believe in pluralism. And they also say that the matter are constituent of not one thing but many things. We can say as it is entities. Now we will see this Nyaya philosophy. Nyaya philosophy recognizes 16 categories. 16 categories. Sorry, guys. Wait. This is making a little bit. So yeah, 16 categories. And the first category is known as Praman, which focuses the logical and epistemological character of Nyaya system. So Nyaya philosophy has talked about the 16 categories, and the first category is known as Pramana, which is also, we can explain it as a objects of valid knowledge. Now we will see what are these 16 categories in Nyaya philosophy. First is pramana, that is objects of valid knowledge. Second is prameya, that is doubt. Third is samasya, that is purpose. Fourth is paroyojana, that is example. Fifth is drishtanta, that is conclusion. Siddhanta, that means the constituents of the syllogism. And avyavya, that is argumentation. Tark, that means ascertainment. Nirnaya means debate. Vad means disputations. Jalpa, that means destruction criticism. Vitanda, that is means fallacy. Hetvabhas means quibble. Challa means refutations. Now we'll see another two more, that is jati. Jati, it means the bird. Now Nigrasthana, that means the points of opponents defeat. Now these were the 16 categories that has been talked in Nyaya philosophy. Now we will see the means of valid knowledge in Nyaya Visheshika, sorry, in Nyaya school. So let's see what are these. So Nyayikas, the Nyaya scholar, accepted four means of pramana, of obtaining valid knowledge of pramana. So the Nyayikas, who were the scholars of Nyaya philosophy, they have accepted four means of valid knowledge. That is, first is pratyaksh, second is anuman, third is upman, and the fourth one is sapt. So knowledge may be valid and invalid. Valid knowledge is called prama and invalid knowledge is called aprama. You have to remember this. So this is very basic. Now we'll go on to the perception. So here we can see that perception has been divided into ordinary and extraordinary perception. We will see. Okay, let's see what are the perception according to Nyaya philosophy. There are two types of perception: ordinary perception called as Laukika and extraordinary perception called as Alaukika. Again, perception are divided into three sorts. These are indeterminate perception, that is nirvikalp, and determinate perception, that is savikalpa. So now we will see what is ordinary perception. So let's see. Hmm. Indeterminate perception. So, what is indeterminate perception according to Nyaya? So, we can see that the ordinary perception has been divided into two, that is indeterminate perception and determinate perception. So, let's see what is an indeterminate perception. So, a perception is considered as indeterminate when we cannot determine its feature like color, shape, size, etc. In this case, the sense organ contact with the object and a particular knowledge immediately emerge. So this we can say that we can take an example of a silver cell. So this is a very famous example in every philosophy. So at a distance there is a shell. When we are looking at that cell, it is appears to us as a silver cell. But when we are going towards that, and when we see from the very close distance, then we see that yeah, it is not a silver color. So there we can say that we cannot able to determine its feature, what's its real feature. So, and the immediately what we are getting the knowledge about that cell, that it is in silver color. So when we say that the we are able to grasp the knowledge which is immediately to us, it is known as indeterminate perception. Now we will go on to the determinate perception, that is determinate perception, unlike indeterminate perception, arises when knowledge of an object consists characters such as name, color, shape, etc. It gives knowledge of the object as a result. We cognize it is a tree, he is a man, etc. In this case, an individual can identify and cognize the object as it is. So, in determinate perception, there will be no error. Okay, whatever you are seeing, that will be as it is. So if I am seeing a bottle, so the color, the shape and size, that will appear to me as it is. There will be no difference and there will be no misperception happening there. So that is determinate perception. Now we will go on to the extraordinary perception, and this extraordinary perception is a second kind of perception. First it was ordinary, then second it was extraordinary. So now we have studied about ordinary, now we are going to study about extraordinary perception. So Nyaya recognize three kind of extraordinary perception. These are Samanya Lakshana, Jnana Lakshana and Yogaja. So let's see what is Samanya Lakshana. Samanya Lakshana is a perception of universals. In the other words, it is a perception of classes. According to Nyaya, the universal is a distant class. They inhere in all the particular belonging to same class. For example, hen. Hen becomes a hen because it has a universal henness, inhering a quality of uh, inhering in it. Okay, another example is we identify a person as man because that person possesses the common quality of manhood which we find among other men. So Samani Lakshana means that that is which is universal. And we can take another example of cow. If we are seeing a cow and we are saying it a cow because it is having that cowness in it. So that cowness is a universal thing. Now we will go on to the Jnana Lakshana. Jnana Lakshana perception is a perception through complex association. In this case, an object is not directly presented to the sense organ, but it is retrieved in memory through the past cognition of it and is perceived through a representation. For example, the ice looks cold, the fire looks hot, etc. Suppose that a person has in the past experienced piece of ice, its color and coldness. Owing to such invariable association of touch and color, the person present in his visual perception of ice and its coldness. This result him to say that ice looks cold. So here we can say that our knowledge has been taken from our past experience. Just here we are seeing that the example of ice. In the past we have experienced as ice that its nature is coldness, what's its color, and in the when we are seeing it in the present, we can recognize or we can just connect that knowledge with seeing that ice in present with the past knowledge. So it is a complex association. Complex association means you are taking simple things and making it complex. Now we will go on to the yogja. What is yogja? So yogja perception as an extraordinary perception is found in yogis who possess supernatural power. Yogis, throughout their power of meditation, can have intuitive and immediate perception of all objects, present, past, and future. So, yogja is like yogis knowledge. We all know that yogi tries to attain enlightenment and supernatural power. So, they have that power of knowledge that common people don't have. So they say that yogis have the power of meditation and can have intuitive and immediate perception of all objects, past, present, and future. Now here we can see that the diagram of perceptual knowledge. So you will have a clear understanding how that perception is divided in. So first, perception is divided into ordinary and extraordinary. Extraordinary is divided into external and internal. So external are divided into visual, auditory, textual, gustatory, olfactory. So and this internal, that means manas, that will be divided into determinate, indeterminate, recognition. So manas means internal means mind, and external means whatever our sense organs are. Now, extraordinary. So, extraordinary has been divided into three. That's Swalakshana, Jnana Lakshana, and Yoga. That I have just told you. Now we will go on to the next topic, that is inference. So, this inference is the second means of valid knowledge in Nyaya philosophy. According to Nyaya philosophy, the second source of valid knowledge is inference. It is also known as Anuman. The expression Anuman is conjoined of two terms, Anu and Man. The word Anu stands for after and Man means cognition. So, etymologically speaking, Anuman inference means after cognition. Literally speaking, Anuman is such knowledge which follows from other knowledge. So this inference is totally different from perception, and inference means that you are just taking that cognition and you're trying to make an association with your past knowledge to define the present knowledge. So this is inference. Now we can see that the inference that has been divided into two types, that is swarth or for oneself, and second is prararth, that means for other. Now, in case of the former, that is swarth, the inference is intended for own self, whereas in the case of latter, the inference is conveyed knowledge for others. In the former, it is not required to present the judgment of an orderly manner, since it is personal to the member, whereas in the case of latter, it is necessary to do so. This is so because the correct order of judgment helps an individual to make understand others. So, uh, this was the difference between that. The Swararth is for one own self, and the Prararth is for others. Now we will see, according to Nyaya philosophy, inference of for others consists five constituents. So we can say that the Prararth has been divided into five constituents, and the many questions comes from here. These five things are very important. These five constituents are very important in philosophy. So the first is the hill has fire. It is pratijna. So it is kind of proposition because there is a smoke. This is hetu and it is giving a reason. Wherever there is smoke, there is a fire. Udarana means example. It is giving an example to define that reason. Now the hill has smoke. That means upman. That now therefore this is a application upman. Now therefore this hill has fire. Nigmana, that means this is the conclusion. So this is the proposition, this is the reason, this is the example, this is the application, and this is the conclusion. So you have to remember as it is in a sequence. Now we will go on to the third means of valid knowledge, that is Upman. So, according to Nyaya philosophy, comparison or Upman is the third source of valid knowledge. The expression of man is derived from two words, Upa and Man. The Upa means similarity or Sadrushya, and the word mana means cognition. Thus, generally speaking, Upman as a source of knowledge is derived from similarity between two things or object. According to Nyaya philosophy, Sabd, verbal testimony, is the fourth means of valid knowledge. So, this is the fourth means of valid knowledge, and there is no subtitle for this. Sorry, that. So this will be Sabd, verbal testimony, and this is one. This is the fourth means of valid knowledge. And yeah, what is Sub? Sub literally means verbal knowledge. It is a knowledge of object derived from word or sentence, but all verbal knowledge is not valid. So here we can say that the sub, that is verbal testimony, we can know it from the uh, people who knows about the things very clearly, and when they try to transfer that knowledge to you, they do it from the uh, means of this sub the verbal testimony, just like your parents are telling about something to you, and you are a person who is believing on that, but it can be true or false. So it that all the verbal knowledge can't be always valid, it can be invalid also. Thus, Nyayikas express the Shabd as a pramana of valid verbal testimony. Shabd is instructive assertion of reliable person. That means, just like we can say that the yogis can be a reliable person. Now question probably comes to your mind, that is, who is reliable person? So a reliable person may be Rishi, Malchat, Melecha, Arya, who is an expert in certain matter and is willing to communicate his or her experience of it. So, this is very important. Now we'll go on to the next topic, that is Hetuabhas or fallacies of inference. And from here, the question in UGC net comes very frequently in every year. The question has been asked from this portion. So you have to remember this as it is. And now we will see what it is, the Hetuabhas fallacies of inference. So there are five types of Hetuabhas, that is Asiddha or Sadhya Sama, and the second one is Savya Vichara, and the third is Sat Pratipaksh, fourth is Badhita, fifth is Viruddha. Now we will see description about this. So Asiddha or Sadhya Sama, what is this? This fallacy of unproved middle. So here the middle term is not proved. So we can say see the example, that is sky lotus is fragrant because it is a lotus, like lotus of the pond. So sky lotus. Have you ever seen sky lotus? But here we can say that sky is some other thing and lotus is some other thing. But when we are conjoining it doesn't exist. So here the middle term is absent, or here the middle term is unproved. Now the we'll see the second one is Savyachara, that is this fallacy of irregular middle. So here the fallacy is always there is having a irregularity in the middle term. So let's see the example of it. Sound is eternal because it is audible. So here there is an irregularity here. In this example, we can say that sound is eternal because it is audible. Now we'll go on to the third one, that is Sat Pratipaksh, that is here the middle term is contradicted by another middle term. So there would be two middle terms and one middle term will be contradicted with the another middle term. Let's see the example of it. So sound is eternal because it is audible, and sound is not eternal because it is produced. Here we can see the contradiction, because in the one hand they are saying that sound is eternal because it's audible. And on the other side, they are saying that it is non-eternal because it is produced. So we can see there is a contradiction, and that one middle term is able to contradict the another middle term. Now we will go on to the fourth, that is Badita. It is a knowledge, it is the non-inferentially contradicted middle. So here we can see the example is fire is cold because it is a substance. How fire can be a cold? Fire always is hot, we know. So we can say that it is Badita, that means contradicted middle term. Now we will see Viruddh, that is the last one, that is fifth fallacy of inference. It is the contradictory middle term. So here this this fallacy is always in contradictory in nature. So let's see the example of it. Sound is eternal because it is produced. So this is contradictory middle term. Now we'll see the classification of Hetwabhas, so you will have a clear understanding of it. So Savyachar Hetwabhas, Viruddh Hetwabhas, Sat Pratipaksh Hetwabhas, Asiddh Hetwabhas, and Badhita Hetwabhas. And we say that see that Savyachar Hetwabhas that will be divided into three, that is Sadharan, Asadharan. Sadharan means ordinary, Asadharan non-ordinary, and this Anu Samhari, yeah, Anup Samhari, and this Asid Hetva Bhas has been divided into three: Ashraya Asid, Swarup Asid, Vyapayatva Asid. So these are the classifications of Hetva Bhas. Now we will see the theory of causation. So according to Nyaya theory of causation, it is known as Asatkaryavad or Arambhavad. So Asatkaryavad means when there is the cause does not exist in its effect is called asatkaryavad. So they view that the effect is produced by a cause, but the effect and the cause are not one and the same. The effect is a new product comes to the existence which was not there earlier in the cause. Hence, every effect is a new product which was not found previously in the cause. For example, a pot is made by clay. Here, clay is the cause and pot is its effect. According to Nyayikas, that the pot is a fresh creation, a new beginning which did not exist before in the clay. In this way, they uphold the theory of Asatkaryavad. So, if we will relate this theory with Sankhya philosophy theory of causation, that they believe in Satkaryavad, according to them, the effect pre-exists in cause. So this is totally opposite. And here they are saying that that effect is a new thing and the effect does not exist in a cause. So they believe in Asatkaryavad. Now we will see the concept of God according to Nyaya. So according to Nyaya philosophy, God is the creator, sustainer and destroyer of the universe. He is the efficient but not the material cause of universe. The material cause of universe is the eternal atom of earth, water, fire and air. He who desire the universe remains in the state of stability and tranquility. He has the real knowledge of all objects and occurrence. Thus, he is treated as an omnipresent and omniscience being. So, according to Nyaya, they say that yeah, God is the creator and sustainer and destroyer. But the material cause of the universe, that means whatever we have as a material thing, the table, chair, whatever the material money and all these things are just the eternal atoms that has been made from that earth, water, fire, and air. And is not made by the that God. So the God is the efficient cause, not material cause. So now, according to them, they say that the God is an omnipresent and omniscient being. Now we will see the next topic, that is UGC net most important questions. So the first question is, with reference to Nyaya philosophy, which of the following statement is true? Option A, the ling or the middle term is not a karna or operative cause of inference. Option B, the middle term may be a thing of a present but not of a past or the future. The middle term can function in an inference when past or future. D, that is the middle term, can lead to the conclusion apart from the knowledge of Nyaya or the universal relation between it and the major term. So after every question, I will give you 3 seconds to think about the question and choose your answer. The right answer is option number A. They say that the ling or middle term is not a karna or operative cause of inference. Now we will go on to the question number second, that is which of the following best describe purport tatparya in sentence meaning relationship. Option A, the mutual affinity and requirement of word to complete the meaning of a sentence. Option B, the situational context clarifying the intended meaning of words. Option C, the uninterrupted proximity of words to generate cognition. Option D, the specific knowledge intended by the speaker in the context of word used. So what will be the answer for it? So they are asking about the tatparya. You have also have to study about the tatparya, kansa, that is yogyata, sannidhi. These four things are also important in Nyaya philosophy. You have to cover it also. The right answer is option number B. So the specific knowledge intended by the speaker in the context of word use. So tatparya means whatever the speaker intention is about the sentence. You have that is called tatparya. So the specific knowledge intended by the speaker in the context of word used. If I say there is an example of that sannidhi. So that sannidhi means there are two meanings of sannidhi. I think one is salt and another one is horse. So if I will say bring sannidhi, so the other person will think about which of the sannidhi they want. I mean the salt one or the horse one. So you have to understand the intention of the speaker, what they are trying to tell you or what they mean about the sentence. So that person will ask me which sannidhi you want, that horse or salt. Then I will say that the salt I want. Then they will bring that. So the here the intention of the speaker or specific knowledge about the intended by speaker is important. Now we will see question number three. In the context of sentence meaning relationship, which term refer to the fitting connection or relevance between word in a sentence to generate a sensible meaning. Option A, Akamsha. Option B, Yogyata. Option C, Sannidhi. Option D, Tatparya Gyanta. The right answer is option number B, Yogyata. So, Yogyata means relevance between word in a sentence to generate a sensible meaning. If I say, what are the fire in the flowers? So, there is no sense in the meaning and words. So, there should have that Yogyata. That means there should have that connection or relevance meaning between the words. Now we'll go on to the question number four, that is in the context of sentence meaning relationship, which of the following best describes Akamsha? Option A, the relevance and mutual affinity between words to form meaningful sentence. Option B, the non-sublation of the relation that is the content of a purport. Option C, the cognition of the word senses generated by words without any interval. Option D, the competency to generate a specific cognition. So here they are asking about what does it mean, Akansha mean? The right answer is option number A, the relevance and mutual affinity between words to form a meaningful sentence. Now we'll go on to the question number five. Which of the following is an incorrect claim in the context of Vipraya, that is error or illusion? Option A. For Advait Vedantins, Vipraya is due to ignorance of Vidya, leading to the false identification of the self with the non-self. Option B. For Nyayikas, Vipraya can be rectified through proper inference and perception. For Sankhya, Vipraya is considered an inherent part of empirical experience and cannot be overcome. Option D. For Buddhists, Vipraya arise for mental defilements and can be overcome through meditation and insight. So, what will be the right answer? Here they are asking about an incorrect claim in the context of Vipraya. The right answer is option number C. For Sankhya, Vipraya is considered as inherent part of empirical experience and cannot be overcome. Now we'll go on to the question number 6. Which of the following claim is correct in the context of theory of pratyaksh perception? So, option A. For Charvak, only what is perceived directly through the senses can be considered true knowledge. Option B. For Nyayaka, the perception encompasses both indeterminate nirvikalp and determinate savilkalp Savikalpa stages. Option C for Vedantis, the perception is a secondary to spiritual testimony and cannot yield ultimate knowledge. Option D, the for Buddhists, the perception is valid only if it is contributed towards liberation and is aligned with meditative insight. So here they have given you the four things, and you have to choose an appropriate option given below. So what are the correct answer for this question? So they have asked in the context of pratyaksh. So this is correct that for Charvak, only what is perceived directly through the senses can be considered true knowledge. And we can see that this is also correct. We have studied in the part of perception that for Nyayaka's perception encompasses both indeterminate nirvikalp and determinate, that is savikalp stages. Now these two are wrong because for them the perception means something else. So the right answer is option number A and B only. Now we will go on to the question number 7, that is given below are two statements related to Upanishadic tradition. So here there is, another question. It's not related to Nyaya, but you have to also study about this also. So let's see. Statement 1, Paravidya means knowledge that transcends human experience. Statement 2, Aparavidya means knowledge based on human experience. So, in the light of our statement, choose the most appropriate answer for the options given below. So, you have to tell about these two sentences whether it is true or false. So, Paravidya means knowledge that transcends human experience. This is true. And aparavidya means based on human experience. So that para means transcendence and that human experience means apara. This is also true. So our option number A will be correct. That is statement 1 and statement 2 are true. Now 8. Now that is Nyaya philosophy. The syllogism is referred to as A. Pratyaksh, B. Anuman, C. Hetwabhas, D. Purupaksh. The right answer is option number B, that is Anuman. Anuman. Now, question number 9, that is the concept of doubt, samasya in Nyaya refers to option A, a stage of ignorance, option B, uncertainty about knowledge, option C, a logical fallacy, option D, an act of questioning. The right answer is option number B, uncertainty about knowledge. That means doubt or samasya. Now we will go on to the question number 10. The sequential order of syllogism on Nyaya philosophy is option A, nigma, option D, udharan, option C, hetu, option D, upnaya, option E, pratigya. So these are the you have to tell about the sequence about these. So first will become this pratigya, that means proposition, then the second will come hetu, that is means reason, and the third will come this udharan, that means example, and the fourth one will come this upanaya, that means application, and the last one will come this nigmam, that means the conclusion. So our answer will be E, C, B, D, A. So ECBDA. So option number B will be the correct answer. So this was the last question for this session. So guys, thank you for watching. If you feel that this video was helpful for you, please do subscribe, like and comment. Do not forget to press the bell icon for getting notifications for new videos. Bye bye.